Hello my lovely Cancers. Thank you for clicking on this video. There is a message that is waiting to be told to you. So, always remember to take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Now let's go ahead and get started on this video. Alright. So we got the Temperance, the Moon, Justice in reverse, Three of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Judgment card. Let me go ahead and move some of this over. And let's see what we got underneath. We got the Star, the Six of Cups, the Knight of Cups in reverse, a Death card in reverse, and the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like a new beginning, a new path is trying to find you guys, but it's almost like you guys aren't letting this new path in. It looks like maybe I'm getting like, because yeah, new path is trying to find its way. Like you're about to be like enlightened, or you're about to come into like a better version of yourself. I feel like for some of you, you guys have been really beating yourself up and living in a fantasy world. I feel like you're not being realistic with yourself and the things that you can achieve. I feel like you guys know you can do more. You guys know you can do better, but you're kind of just not allowing yourself to be better. You're kind of just, instead of putting action into being better, the Knight of Cups here in reverse, it looks like you're kind of just living in fantasy land, and then you like wake up to reality and you're like, oh wow, I really don't like this. And it's like you're purposely blinding yourself here. I'm getting like you're doing things alone. You're blinding yourself, you're doing things alone. Like, and you're not taking responsibility for your life situation here. And I feel like some of you guys are really in your head. Like, this is weird because it's like a new beginning is coming. I think you guys might just be doing a lot of reflecting as well. And you're about like a purge is about to happen. You're about to get rid of this old version of yourself, and a new version of yourself, a better version of yourself is going to come your way. But I feel like a lot of you, like you guys have just been burying yourself into work. Like you guys aren't allowing yourself to have fun. And you really need to start acting out on having fun instead of just kind of living in this fantasy land in your head. Let's see. Let's pull some cards for this. What is it that we're kind of blinding ourselves from, this illusionment that's happening here? Like, because you're not taking responsibility for something, you're kind of just going at it alone. And I feel like some of you guys are being really harsh on yourself. And I feel like that's what needs to be here. What is this that we're being hard on? We're kind of strength. Okay, so it's like you're trying. Let's pull another one. All right, like you're trying to. It looks like you're holding on to hope. Maybe that's what you're trying to blindfold yourself from. Like you don't want to see what's happening in your life now. You kind of just want to turn a blind eye to it because you're just kind of hoping that a new beginning is going to come your way. A new mental, like this is all, I'm getting this is all mental with the Ace of Swords here too, that you're going to have a mental breakthrough here that's going to require you to be strong in this breakthrough. And this clarity that's going to happen is for the greater good. You are releasing this old version of yourself that that is no longer helpful. Now I'm getting like ask for help, because yeah, I mean now I'm getting asked, like I stumbled on helpful, but now I'm getting you need to ask for help here, because it looks with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe you tried asking for help and you just kind of like, no, I'm not going to take your advice. I'm going to do it my way. I don't like the way that you're thinking about it. But the universe is saying that you might need help here because you're struggling to let go. You're clinging onto the past. You're not letting the future in right now. And so I feel like people are trying to offer you logical ways to go about the situation that you're in, and you're kind of just like, no, I don't like that way. I'm gonna do it my way because my way seems more fun. Almost a little childish here with the Six of Cups, that you're trying to go about it just the complete wrong way. It's not realistic. Like you're not gonna be able to achieve these goals because these goals, you're not thinking how to obtain them. You're just kind of hoping that they come about. But it looks like the universe there is another smaller message for some of you Cancers, that you might be putting too much work onto yourself and you're kind of forgetting to have fun. So if you guys have just been really indulging in responsibility, don't forget to take a break and have fun with life and everything. Not everything has to be so serious. And I think some of you, but yeah, let's keep going. Let me pull a couple more cards. Or we ask for help. Let's see. Getting out of your head, making realistic goals, getting in touch with your inner child. Maybe some of you guys just kind of lost sense of reality, lost sense of what it's all about. Oh, we have the Devil in reverse. Yeah, I think you guys are healing from something that happened in the past, something that was really toxic for you, something that's really hard to let go of. You might be putting a lot of blame on yourself and not realizing that it's not just you that, like, I'm getting like a lot of victim blaming here, or maybe you're blaming, you're blaming other people with the Justice card in reverse. You're not taking on the responsibility that you also had a play in this. Like, you also made decisions that weren't the best, that were toxic, maybe things that you're not necessarily happy about, but it wasn't just the other party or the other situation. You also need to take responsibility in order to, and maybe people are trying to tell you that and you're like, I don't want to hear that. I'm purposely blinding myself. Like, this wasn't me. This was all that other person's fault. This was all that situation's fault. And this isn't realistic. And I feel like that's why you're stuck in this past, and why this new path is struggling to find you, because balance is trying to be restored, hope is trying to be restored. And I think that this message is going to help with this mental breakthrough, that this mental clarity you're supposed to have, that's going to require you to be strong in this situation. Because yeah, we all make mistakes, and some of us don't want to admit. Cancers, I feel like some of you don't want to admit that you made these mistakes, because it requires you to either apologize or to forgive yourself, whatever it may be that happened in this situation. But once we accept that we did whatever it is that we did, a new version of yourself is going to come. You're going to learn your lessons from this. And I feel like for some of you guys have been, instead of thinking about this situation, thinking how to heal from this situation, you've just been putting yourself completely into work to distract yourself here, to kind of evade responsibility. And but I feel like you guys want happiness. You guys want to move on from this situation, but you just don't know how. And I think it's because you're purposely blinding yourself here, because you just don't want to say, I'm sorry, essentially. I'm sorry to you. I'm sorry to the situation. The Four of Pentacles here. So with this reading, what I'm getting with the Four of Pentacles, with especially following these cards, I feel like, especially since we're still healing from this toxic situation with the Death here, because this card feels really drawn to the Death card. I feel like we're still healing from this situation, and we're learning from this toxic situation that you may have put yourself in. You have to admit that you put yourself into it. You can't be like, no, the other person did it. You have to bring in accountability in this situation. So with the Four of Pentacles, what I'm getting is that now, moving forward, what we need to do is really play it safe, not do anything too crazy, make small decisions that are going to make us happy, because I'm getting these cards want to be with each other. This new beginning, this new hope that wants to find you is all about this mental breakthrough and being strong enough to move on from this situation, and being able to reconnect with what makes you happy, to reconnect with your inner child, and to really just move slow. Try to remember what's important. Don't put too much importance on work. You do need to find balance here with the Temperance. You need to find balance of work and play. You need to be able to enjoy your life while you are here and while you are living in Cancers. Don't just indulge yourself with work because you don't want to deal with life. You don't want to deal with reality with the King of Cups in reverse. Take things slow here. The Four of Pentacles. Let's do another one, because I'm getting like you just want to be patient, take things slow, try not to do anything too crazy. Don't go out on spending your money everywhere. Don't go partying too hard. Want to find a balance. The Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that what you're trying, like, there might be a transition where you might, because I wasn't getting like a materialistic reading now, but I think that now, since you're trying to heal from this situation, you're focusing on money, and you want to focus on building wealth and stability. And just make sure not to lose yourself here, because the Two of Pentacles is a warning card that you may be taking on too much responsibility. It's going to overwhelm you and stress you out. So we have the Temperance here as well. So there's got to be a fine balance of work and play, and not put too much importance on materialistic things, but it looks like the new goal that we should be finding here is to finding out how to be stable, how to be calm, to build a life for us that we're going to be proud of, that we're going to want to show off to people, something that we're not have to hide from other people. Just a new awakening is coming. It's coming your way, and you're going to realize that the way that you've been living is not the way that you want to live. This dream life that you've been fantasizing can happen to you once we start putting the work into it, but there's got to be a mental breakthrough. There's got to be a release. We got to be able to apologize to ourselves, apologize to the past, and really move on with great gratitude for what you learned and happiness in allowing it new beginnings. We have to let the past, we have to let the death card, the devil card, we have to let that all go. We have to bring in the star card, and we have to bring in temperance and balance. We have to let go of these toxic things. Some of you, it might be a struggle because that's what you're so used to. But once you once you get this breakthrough, it's going to give you the strength to let go of this toxic situation that you're in or that you were in. Before we end this reading, let's go ahead and do some oracle cards for healing this toxic part of ourselves and allowing the new card, allowing the higher version, the best version of ourselves to come in. Because some of you Cancers, I'm getting a lot of attachment, that you're attached to this toxic part of you. You're attached to this negative way of thinking about yourself and about your life. And we need to end that. Sorrentities, my thoughts open me up to inner and outer change. So I feel like the reason why we're so attached to this toxic part of ourselves, this negative self-talk, these toxic ways of making choices, is because you know what's going to happen when you make these choices. You're prepared for the outcome. And what we really need to switch is from, trying to control this situation. I'm purposely doing this because I know that if I behave this way, I'll get this certain reaction. And that's what kind of fears you of letting go. Because what if you start behaving in your best, to the best version of yourself in a way that's actually healthy for you? You're scared because you don't know what's going to happen after. You don't know the reaction that you're going to get, and you're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of the negative self-talk that I'm getting a lot of negative in your head, like you're expecting negative things to happen when you are more positive or when you start making better decisions, and that's what you're afraid of. But we have the strength card here saying that you're strong enough to get past those insecurities, to get past those fears. You're so used to living in fear that you're so afraid you don't want to move on because you feel like that fear is keeping you safe, but that fear is actually holding you back. We need to be okay with allowing ourselves to be anxious and uncertain about what's going to happen, because these certainties that you're clinging onto with this toxic behavior is not working out for you, and you know it. You know that you can do better. You know you deserve better, but you're refusing to listen because you're in your comfort zone. You don't want to break out of it. Injustice. Other people are my allies. So I think you're still, with the Justice card and injustice, I feel like you're still teetering with you want to blame other people. And you got to start looking in, you got to start going inward and realizing that you are also to blame. You can't keep blaming people. You need to take responsibilities. You don't need to get revenge on the people you think that harmed you and all that stuff. Cancers, we need to just go ahead and let go and move on. We need to get out of this toxic cycle. And it looks like it's coming. There's hope for you to get out of this. There's the Star here, the Temperance card, Judgment card. We need to release these negative thought patterns. We need to purge our past. We need to allow new situations to come in. We need to reconnect, and we need to do this slowly with patience. And we need to make small decisions that's going to help bring stability and security into your life, because right now I feel like that's what you're craving most. Now let's ask, how do we do that? So we already have make small choices. Let's not make any grand gestures here. How do we bring with passion? With the Knight of Wands, you got to be passionate. You got to really want it. Usually the Knight of Wands is a really fast acting card. It comes in hot, it comes in heavy. But I'm not saying, what I'm getting from this reading is that it's not necessarily your decision making that needs to be quick, because we want to make decisions that are going to make us feel safe, since we are going into the unknown here, because we are still stuck in fear here with a lot of illusionment. The Knight of Wands is saying be passionate about your future. Be excited to step into it, to leave the past behind. And you have to really, really want it. Yeah, and there's going to be competition. There's going to be obstacles, there's going to be things that you're going to face, people who are going to want to tear you down when they start seeing you do better. But that's how you know you're improving your life. That's how you know you're coming into the best version of yourself, because people are going to start being jealous. They're going to see this passion. They're going to see, wow, she's really working for it. They, them, but they're really working for it. Like, that's what, Cancer, that's what's going to happen. People are going to talk. They're going to want you to downfall. They're going to want you to be this toxic version of yourself again. And you have to say, no. There's a lot of fire energy here. You have to be passionate, like, no, people, I'm going to follow my path. I want to be the best version of myself. If you want to compete with me, because there's going to be competition, and people are going to be jealous of you. And you have to pretty much look at this like imagery here. You have to pretty much be like, well, that's your problem. I don't want to say set them on fire, but you get what I'm getting at here, right? Anyways, so you have to not be afraid of this competition. You have to want this new beginning, and you have to start making decisions. We have the Hangman here, so you have to start letting go. You have to let go of this past. And I think you guys will slowly, and I think what's going to help here with letting go of this past is the Ace of Swords, this mental breakthrough, this mental clarity that's going to happen. And I feel like this mental breakthrough is going to happen quickly but slow. It's going to be a weird balance with the Temperance here, because I feel like we're going to need a pause here. So I feel like you're gonna moment a pause almost. Excuse me. What I'm getting here is that a pause is going to happen, a breakthrough is going to happen, and you're going to realize what it is that you truly desire, what it is that you really want. And that's going to come after you taking responsibility for your life. This is your life. These are your choices. You choose to put yourself in situations that maybe weren't the best for you. And now you're realizing that, hey, I deserve better. I'm worth more. And all of these mental clarities are going to come with a balance. So the main message here, Cancers, is you just got to let go of the past. Let the new in. Don't be afraid of, what's going to happen once you start making better decisions for yourself. Obstacles will always be in the way. People will start talking about you, and just ignore it all. Right now, focus on small steps, healing, small steps going forward. Maybe take the advice of the people around you. Maybe be a little bit more logical in your way of thinking, because I think a lot of you might be in fantasy land with how you think, and that's what's bringing frustration into your life, because your life's not as good as you think it's supposed to be. And it's because you're thinking too outside the box almost, in the sense of when it comes to what is allowed, what we're capable of doing as human beings. So really just be kind to yourself, accept responsibility, accept the fact that everything's not going to be this fantasy that you think it's supposed to be. Like, life's not going to be the way that you want it to be all the time, every single moment of the day. There's going to be delays and pauses, and then you just keep moving forward. Allow this new beginning to find you, and let the past go. All right, Cancers, so that is your reading. If that reading resonated with you, please go ahead and leave a comment letting me know how. Go ahead and follow for more readings. I appreciate everybody who likes this video. Thank you so much for listening.